It's going to be a tutorial on how to play What a Wonderful World. Maybe this was originally by Louis Armstrong, if I'm not mistaken. I see trees of green and red roses too. I'm going to play it on the key of C. So I'm going to first of all show you the chords I'm going to use. I'm limiting using just chords 1, 4, 5 and 6, but later on I'm going to show you how you can substitute the chord number 1 with a couple of other chords. For instance, chord number 3 can substitute with a 1, and I'll also show you an alternative to what you call the C dominant C major 7th, and also an alternative to C dominant 7th, okay, which we're going to use in this song. Just an easy way to play it. Alright, so let's start out with the basic 1, 4, 5, 6 chords. I'm going to show you by using single notes initially. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white. Let me make sure I get the words right. I see skies of blue and clouds of white. I see skies of blue and clouds of white. The bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I sing to myself, what a wonderful world. Alright, so let's use the chords now. Alright, at some point I will also introduce how you can add beauty to the song using diminished chords and augmented, okay? So this is going to go a little bit more technical than the other videos I've done. Alright, just to avoid so that I can focus better, I'm going to leave out some of the lyrics because I do not really know the lyrics of the song, so I can focus on the keyboard. La 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 la. So I went from 4 to 5 to 5 again to 6. Now let me show you a trick about playing with ear, using chords in ear. You never have to hit a chord more than once. Okay, so I say I use 2 5s there. I can use an alternative to that 5 just to add a bit more variety. Instead of, I could go and use a diminished passing chord. It's also called an accidental, I believe. Okay, so let's do that again. La 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 la. So you see, once again I use 4 twice. La 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 la. So what do you do? Instead of, if you don't want to play 4 twice, you want to add a bit more variety there, that's fine. Use an augmented again. I'm sorry, a diminished again. La 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 la. What a wonderful world. What is that? This was a 4 diminished, 5 augmented. Why is it saying E augmented? There's a problem there. It's supposed to be, that's a G augmented, okay? Wonderful world. Come to a 1, alright? So let's go to the next verse of the song. La la la. I see skies of blue. I see skies of blue. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. I like to think to myself, what a wonderful world. Now, at the start of the song, I played the chord number 1 twice. I see skies of blue. La 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 la. So what do I use as an alternative for the one I played twice? When I played chord number 1 twice, you have a couple of alternatives. I'll probably prefer an augmented or my variation, my type of 7th, my unique type of 7 dominant. So you can go, I see skies of blue. Right? I see skies of blue is the same as I see skies of blue. La 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 la. So that is really a third. It's skies of blue, but I play it in an inverted form. Okay, a third is made up of the chords, the chord E minor, E G B, but I played it E G B this way. Okay, but this is much easier because if you notice, all I do is just move one finger. Okay, skies are blue. Now, if you decide, you can use a 7th dominant actually. So instead of skipping one semitone to the left with your thumb, watch my thumb, it's just skipping one semitone to the left. Instead of doing that, just skip 2 semitones to the left. It's the skies of blue. Okay, that's an alternative. Skies of blue. La 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 la. As a rule, anytime you're about to go from a 1 to a 4, you can throw in a dominant in between the two of them. Skies of blue. Right? A second alternative you can use there instead of a 7th, instead of this, which I call my 7th, though it's really a 3rd. I call it a 7th because it sounds exactly like a 7th. And the reason is because a 7th chord is added, a 7th note is added to it. An alternative to that is an augmented. I see skies of blue. You play it as I see skies of blue. Alright? I see skies of blue. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. The colors of the rainbow. The colors of the rainbow. La 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 la. The colors of the rainbow are so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of people, also on the faces of people. I don't know the words, I'm sorry. Alright. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do. They're only saying I love you, I love you, I love you. There's our augmented again. I love you. You can play it that way, or you can play it I love you. La 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 la. Okay, so let's go over that. The colors of the rainbow again. The colors of the rainbow. There we go. And I'm hitting the chord number 5 twice. The colors of the rainbow. So I can substitute the second one with a chord. Colors of the rainbow. La 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 la. Now you say, what substitute? How do I decide what to use as a substitute? Well, it depends on where I'm going. So I'm going from colors of the rainbow. La 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 la. So I'm going this way. So I would use a passing chord that goes this way. I'm not going to use an augmented, because if I was going this way, I would use an augmented. But since I'm going backwards to 4, I'm going to use a chord that is between 4 and 5. So that's called a passing chord. The colors of the rainbow. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay? Or you can just play the simple way using only 5. The colors of the rainbow. La 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 la. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Now, something else to introduce here in this song is the chord number 5 can be substituted with the chord number 4 in, chord number 2 in the song. So if you hear the original, I bet they probably use the 2 instead of a 5. So that would go, instead of going the colors of the rainbow, la 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 la, they will go the colors of the rainbow. So 2 is your D minor. Okay, the colors of the rainbow, la 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 la. Okay, the colors of the rainbow, la 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 la. Okay, of the rainbow, la 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 la. Colors of the rainbow, colors of the rainbow. Colors of the rainbow. There's something I'm trying to remember. Okay, there it is. What is that? That's a diminished. So when you use a 2, the colors of the rainbow, la 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 la, you can use, notice I pressed the 2 twice, the colors of the rainbow. The second one you can turn into something else, use an alternative for that, which is a D diminished. So the first one will be D minor, and the second one will be D diminished. Alright, so let's try that. The colors of the rainbow, la 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 la. So the diminished is just, diminished means to make smaller, so you're just simply shrinking the C minor. Notice all I do is move my pinky finger, okay, whatever finger you're using, you're just moving from A to A flat. The colors of the rainbow, la 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 la. Now if you don't want to bother with that, you just simply play the D minor twice. The colors of the rainbow, la 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 la. Alright, so but if you're sticking with just our 1, 4, 5, 6, you'll be using the 5 there. The colors of the rainbow. Alright, the colors of the rainbow, colors of the rainbow. So with our 5 you don't use a diminished. With our 5 you used a you just, I don't know what this chord is called. They say it's a B minor, but it's an accidental chord. Colors of the rainbow, la 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 la. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do? You're really saying I love you, I love you, la 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 la. La 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 la. What a wonderful world. And I think to myself, now what was that? That's just the I'm simply shifting the A1 note forward, and I think to myself, what What a wonderful world. Remember our D diminished again? It's a good way to end the song. What a wonderful world. Right, here we go. Wonderful world for you.